So if you're trying to get the Onirifalx Rod, Okay, hold on. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that correctly. And if you're looking at the captions, I'm going to spell it correctly in the captions just so it makes it seem like I did pronounce it correctly. Boom. So if you're trying to get this rod, this is probably one of the best rods in the game. But as a note, it is one of the hardest to get. So starting first things first, we're going to be doing is getting the first items. So beforehand requirements, you're going to need to get to level 1000 to fully get this if you don't already know that. Now, does that mean you need to be level 1000 right now? No. So the first thing, so there's 3 different quests you have to do. First one, you don't have to have a level. Second one, you have to be level 500, and the last one you have to be level 1000. So starting off, you're going to need to head down into the depths. So I'm just going to grab myself a boat real fast, head on over there right now. So luckily one thing spawned in right here. If you don't know how to get down there, or you've never gone down there in the first place, first thing is you're going to need to get a strange whirlpool. So a normal whirlpool will kill you if you jump in it, right? This one is this weird thing coming out of it, and if you use the fish radar, it'll say icinate over it. So we're just going to hop in this one. Now another 2 things to note is if you are wanting to get this is going to take a while, right? So if you didn't know, right, you do get a few decent things out of this. So one of them being relic you get. So you get an enchant relic, right? And it's the Song of the Deep. So this one guarantees an enchant. One thing to note though, the only other way you can get this is by doing the Moby quest or, via trading. So you can get it that way. So I'm gonna head over there right now. So the first quest, you're gonna need a charred boot. So obviously, this is a bit time consuming. Like the first charred boot, right? It took me nearly 3 hours to get it of just nonstop AFK grinding. Another thing to note, I would recommend macroing for most of this stuff. So the charred boot especially, this is just a miscellaneous one that takes a while to get, right? If you're not lucky. So if you check in the top right corner, right, I'll have a link to my most latest macro video. You can go check that one out. It'll help you get it. But as you see, just follow where I am in the deeps or the depths. So you're just going to come to this backside over here and you're going to talk to this guy right here. So talk to him and be like, wakey, wakey. You don't have to jump. That was a sure bud. Anyway, since you're here, could you grab me a charred boot? What? Fantastic. So one thing to note, as you see, I have 8 of them. If you're wanting one, I'll be giving away, all the other ones since I'll have 7 extra. Just comment down below, I want a charred boot or something, right? And your Roblox username, leave a like, and I will give this away. Alongside this, I'm working towards getting another Wrath Skyless since that's one of the other requirements. So if you want one as well, just comment any of the requirements, right? If you want one of the requirements, just comment that, your Roblox username, and leave a like, and I'll enter you into a giveaway for that specific item. So I'm back. I smelt burnt rubber. Here it is. Here have a present for me, just a fraction of my most valuable collectibles. Why do you have this many? Okay, so yeah, he'll give you 10 of these unsellable floppies. So unsellable because you literally just can't sell them, I believe, which is funny. But now the next thing is you're going to need a Wrath Skyla. So only reason why this is hard to get, obviously getting a Skyla in the first place isn't really too hard, but the reason why this one is hard is you have to use one specific rod. So the charred boot, if you didn't know, the best way to get the charred boot is you're going to go to Sunstone Island, which I'll show you that in a second. So I'll show you the first-hand requirements and then the best ways to do each of them. But the charred boot, you're going to need the Zeus rod, I believe. Yeah, you're going to need the Zeus rod. So there's a chance that it like stripes it with lightning or something and you get the charred mutation, but it's only a 10% chance. So that's why it's a bit unlucky. But I'll go over the best ways to get all these in a second. Now, the next thing is once again the Wrath Skyla. The boot was simply a test. Now I need something true skill and talent. Oh no, could you grab me a Skyla? It needs to express pure wrath. I hate you. Just lock in. It's not that hard. Exactly. It's not that hard. Okay, here. And then he gives you a Song of the Deep. Oh, it's still covered in sand. So the Song of the Deep, sandy ones, you get 2. I don't know why. That might just be I already had one. But so this right here, this relic guarantees, if you didn't know, and this like guarantees an enchant. So it's like the only one that guarantees it. And it gives the blessed song enchant. So that makes it's pretty overpowered. So it gives a 40+% progress speed. And that's applicable because some fish, when you're catching them, can actually negate any like resilience or ability like that. This actually completely goes over it. So say if you're catching like a Skyla, right, or something, and it's like minus like 95% or something, it'll only be like minus 55%, which I mean, it still, sucks, but it's not too bad. Now, the final one, in my opinion, is going to be the hardest and just biggest pain in the butt to get. You're going to need a floppy, right? You're going to need one of these. So these are caught in ancient isles. I'm currently working on getting one right now. I don't have one, but I'm working on getting one. This is the last piece of the puzzle. Once again, you have to be level 1000 to give it to him, but you have to be level 1000 and you have to get the sparkling shiny Wrath floppy. Now, Wrath mutation, this is a bit what makes it a bit of a pain, right? The Wrath mutation is going to be obtained from the Rod of the Zenith. Now, I don't think I have a video on how to get this. To summarize, pretty much, if you have the Traveler's Whistle, you can just teleport there. But it's like right there in the Abyssal Zenith. Like if you spawn in, it's like on the side. You can buy it. It costs 10 million, but it is definitely one of the more annoying ones to get because of that. So if you don't have, you know, the teleporter just to get down there from that, you know, you're a bit cooked. But that is the final requirement. Now, the reason why the shiny sparkling Wrath, you know, thing might be is because getting shiny Wrath might be, you know, relatively time consuming, but still kind of easy. Getting sparkly Wrath or just Wrath or sparkling shiny. But the issue is you have to get sparkling shiny and Wrath all at the same one. Now, if you know why this is an issue, so if you know, appraise, you can get sparkling and shiny normally, but it resets the mutations the thing has, meaning you have to catch it right off the bat and it has to have all those enchants, which that kind of sucks. So now the best way you can do each individual quest. So we'll start off with the charred boot, since, you know, this is probably going to be the best way you can get this. So if you are already here and you're already wanting to lock in, also there's the Traveler's Whistle if you're wanting to know how to get it. So my best recommendation, you know, using the Zeus Rod, using garbage bait, if I can find it. Yeah, you want to use garbage bait, and you're going to come on over to Sunstone Island. So there's a spot in Sunstone Island that makes this relatively, I'll say easier, because it's not the easiest. You're just going to come up here, come over yonder, and if you know where the sundial totem is, it's pretty much in there. So you'll just come down here, right on the back side, there's this little entrance, and you'll come in here. So the reason why we're going to fish in here, you know, you can buy sundial totems if you want, but if you pop out your fish radar, you can see there's a zone, the common crate. So this is the common crate, right? This is going to lower your chances for catching stuff in this zone. This is the best area I have found to catch stuff in here. So you're going to use the Zeus Rod, you're going to use trash bait. You can use whatever enchant you want on the Zeus Rod. I honestly would recommend anything that increases the control, since, you know, it's 0.05, so it's not too big, but I would recommend doing that. And then the garbage bait. Now the second one, the Wrath Skyla. So it's pretty straightforward of using the Rod of the Zenith to catch it. If you don't know how to get the Skyla, I mean, you just spam sundials till it spawns in and it's down in, you know, there. But I would recommend, since the Wrath Rod kind of sucks, you want to get the Herculean mutation. Now, if you don't know what Herculean does, Herculean will increase its max kg and its control and its progress speed. So the Rod of the Zenith has minus 0.1. Herculean gives the most control to the rod at 0.2. So you'll have a 0.1. The rod will actually be kind of decently sized, because without any addition, the thing is so small and you're pretty much guaranteed not to catch the Skyla. The only benefit to all of this is the fact that you already have a 70% chance to get the Wrath mutation by default with this rod. But another thing to just further boost your chances is you can use a Poseidon Wrath totem. So this will actually increase your chances of getting that. So the Skyla, this will just increase your chances of catching, you know, Wrap with that mutation. But the Skyla is going to be down in the Forsaken something, I think. Not Forsaken, the Veil of Forsaken. Yeah, that's how you get the Skyla. So it'll like announce to the server once it spawns in. But pretty much for the most part, that's pretty much it. Once again, on the last one, the shiny sparkling Wrath floppy, you're probably going to have to manually do this, if I'm going to be honest, or trade for someone who's gotten it, because the issue with this is the best thing you can do is get the Bless mutation, and that does nothing to increase your bar. So you're going to have to, you can't macro it, which is what I've tested, because the bar is so small, no macro can keep up with it. But there's more information in regards to that on the macro video if you want to check that out from the previous. But if you are wanting to trade for it, I have a decent trading server in my Discord server linked in the description. But for the most part, that's pretty much it for the video. Once again, if you want any of the requirements, I'm working on getting extra of all of them to give away. Comment which one you want, comment your Roblox username, leave a like, I'll give them away. But once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.